We'll do something pretty outrageous today. We will speak to strangers. We'll do that again and again and again. It's going to be painful in the beginning because we'll mostly get ignored in the beginning. When you do that, you just say hello to someone, they assume you're some kind of homeless person. And if you don't know how to do that properly, they will just wonder why you did that and assume you're a tourist, you need some help, or you want to sell something, or maybe even convert them to some religion. And what we do here is to learn how to make it very clear from the very get-go, from the first second, that you're actually offering something extremely valuable, which is your attention, your time. And I used to think for a long time that it's just about learning how to do that. It's just about bringing the right people together. I was in the startup scene for a long time, building applications to match people. I built an app where you can sign up for a lunch with a stranger. And all of that failed miserably. Because what I didn't realize is that no one wants to meet new people unless you have a feeling that that new person is actually cool, interesting, relevant, nice, fun. So at some point I realized if you want to bring people together, if you want to help people meet each other, you just have to help them show each other in which way they're cool, because everyone is cool in their own way. Everyone has an interesting story in their own way. And if they don't have an interesting story, then I firmly believe that they can make an interesting story out of their lives. And so I started helping people do that. I started helping people just design a more interesting life. Started helping people become more interesting. And started helping people communicate their value and their exact unique coolness. And the good thing about that is you only have to train one person. Because once one side is able to show his or her value, then basically everyone is interested in conversation. If I go up to someone now with a good voice, there's a 50 to 70% chance that this person will at least reciprocate my conversation. Welcome, man.
I think you should approach the most attractive person we find.
That's a good idea. I love that. Please point out the most attractive person anywhere in the next 30 to 40 minutes, and I'll be happy to approach that person. I'm going to make it happen already. Welcome. Nice to meet you.
Hello.
Hi. We're a group of people practicing our oratory and social skills. And we'd love to invite you because you look like someone who has either already worked on that area or is at least interested in working on their social and charismatic confidence. How did you already build the level of confidence and swag that you have?
You put on big pants.
This you definitely got from a Berlin secondhand store.
I did.
And I love the hair as well. I love the little details there. And I'm starting to grow hair like that. And sometimes I do, what's it called?
Braid.
Braid it. I love it because it keeps everything together. Everything is compact in the back. When I braid it, it's like one braid that goes over the back of my head. Like that kind of braid that's close to the skull. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's guess where you're from. 1 second. It's not South America. It's not Spain. It's not Eastern Europe. It's not Italy. Maybe Slovakia or something like that?
Sounds the same, but it's very different.
Wow,
Many
different.
people think I'm from Slovakia.
Wow, why is that?
I'm from Slovenia.
It's not different at all. It's very similar.
It's totally different country.
It's basically the same country.
Yes.
So I think we don't need to go into much more theory. What you just saw is all you need to know. It's all about just being there and being yourself, as they say. But that's obviously so hard. Just to not get nervous and not to feel like you have to perform, you have to impress, you have to be cool. But that's the whole thing. That's why we need to just do it so that we realize it's no problem if you fail. It's no problem if you get rejected. Like most people, when they get rejected, they're like, oh shit, I failed, oh I failed. I hate when that happens, and I get angry at that. I'm not gonna get super angry at you guys because I didn't properly teach you, but the people that I teach, when I hear them say, oh, that was a fail, I get angry. Because what I teach is to not see it as a fail when you try something really difficult. It's like you're going into a gym and you're lifting 100 kilo for a deadlift. You're gonna fail.
I have something to say though.
Wait a second, let me just complete. You're gonna fail if you lift 100 kilo, and the problem with this metaphor is that in the gym of social skills, there are only 100 kilo deadlift barbells. There are 100 kilo deadlift barbells, and then there are like 5 kilo deadlift barbells. Everyone can do the 5 kilo, okay? Everyone can come to a meetup like this and maybe do an exercise, or maybe like do a super loud voice for a moment. Okay, that's a 5 kilo dumbbell. That's not bad. But the next level is going to talk to a stranger. Unfortunately, there's not so much in the middle. But I can tell you one thing, there's a lot above that as well. There's a lot of 1,000 kilo dumbbells in this gym of social skills.
Practical example.
Practical example, 5 kilo dumbbell, make a loud sound, do it.
Ah.
Yeah. Eight. Yeah, I want it to be so loud that he has to hold his ears. That's what I want. But there's a lot of fears, okay? So this is already a good weight.
Example only 1,000.
1,000. Donald Trump going on stage and seducing the American people into electing him. That's 1,000 kilo there. That's 1,000 kilo social skills. I don't know how he did that. You know his history. Everyone knows his history. Everyone knows, but he did that. And that's 1,000 kilo. The question, please.
Earlier you talked about women complaining, getting approached, and I mean, I guess if you were in our shoes and you got approached all the time, then you would understand how
I
we
would be
feel.
annoyed, yeah.
So, people like me, for example, like I have to make myself look ugly so that people will leave me alone. It's hard to, you know what I mean, be social
Yeah.
when we have that issue.
It sucks. It sucks big time. And I think what's important here is to distinguish by friendly approaches from annoying asshole approaches. And if I get an asshole approach every day, then I will be very, very annoyed. If I get a friendly approach every day, I'll be like, oh, okay, that's okay. It's not like I want that attention, but if I get a friendly conversation like that every day, I would be okay with it. But I cannot say for sure because I've never been a woman. So maybe it's different for you. But a lot of people don't learn this stuff because they don't come to this meetup, because they don't actually take a mentor, they don't actually learn the stuff, they don't spend a few months, maybe a year, practicing these exercises. And so they suck at it. They suck so bad at it that the moment they say hello, the women feel scared. You certainly realize that or experienced that. There's a way of saying hello that can make people just run away from you. And it's such an innocuous word. Hello, hello, hi. But you can say that in so many ways, and that's what we pay attention to here in this group. So let's practice that for a moment. That's going to be our warm-up exercise today. And then we do it in the real world. And everyone has the task to do at least one interaction today with a stranger and try to make that hello, that initial first 2 seconds, friendly and fun. You're not going to probably have a long interaction like the one I just demonstrated. If you do it 3 or 4 times, maybe you will. But the first interaction usually goes very, very bad. Very bad. Hello, and they turn away. By the way, I also had a short interaction before that. I said hello to the guy. He ignored me. But did I say, oh, that was a fail? Did I stop? Did I actually let it bother me? Even for a second, you saw that, right? You guys might not even have realized that I did an interaction there because I just ignore rejections. I will learn from rejections, but not in the moment after the session. When I am going back home, I will pull out my phone and I'll reflect, okay, what did I do today? What went well? What can I learn? But right now, I'm in the moment, I'm flowing. I don't want to think about my mistakes right now. I'm only going to count my wins. And every time I say hello to someone, that's a win. And that's how you get on that upward spiral where you don't criticize yourself and censor yourself and judge yourself. If you start doing that, you're doomed. You're not going to get to that vibe where you're open, flowing, natural, and people feel like, wow, this guy is just speaking his mind. Wow. And the fact that I could cold read that, the fact that I could guess that she's from Slovakia or Slovenia, one of those countries, is something that you can do after you do this 100, 200 times, 1,000 times. The more you do it, the better your algorithm gets, and then you can really read people And that is impressive for people. Sometimes it's scary for people as well, because I can guess where people are from within Germany. I guess people's hometown in Germany, and when I get that right, they run away because they think I'm a spy or something. But it's amazing because it shows that you have traveled, it shows that you have met a lot of people in a very subtle and fun way where they're like, wow, how did you guess that? It's almost like magic, right? It's actually literally like magic. It is like magic, man. It's just like magic. Magicians do nothing else, but they just do something that most other people don't do for hours and days and years. And then they apply that knowledge in a way where everyone thinks this must be unreal. You know, there's this magician who can guess in a book which word you are looking at. He gives you a book and he says, pick a word. And then the person picks a word in the book just randomly. And then the magician asks him the question, like, think about that word now. And then he says something like, how many syllables has that word? And just by the way he counts the syllables and by looking exactly at where he's looking in the book, because he can see kind of approximately where he's opening the book, this guy can tell the word. Why? Because he's read the book thousands of times and he basically memorizes every sentence and every page in that book. That is magic, guys. That is magic, someone just reading the book 1,000 times. The same way it's magic when you meet 1,000 people and you learn how to read people and associate stuff that's relevant from your own knowledge to the things that are presented to you. That is the closest thing to magic there is in social skills. One last question and then we move on.
You mentioned 10 minutes ago that ladies do not like to be approached by people asking for money, like give me 5 euros, or religious people that ask about religious topics.
I hope you're not a
In the
witness to
manner-
Jehovah's.
Aren't these people that ask for money or religious topics experts in talking with lots of strangers and have practiced interacting with random people thousands of times? Therefore, their social skills are very high.
In a way, yes,
Isn't
they
this a
are.
contradiction? Because we heard that ladies care about social skills.
So see, remember the last time you saw one of those people in a really nice suit, super well dressed, super polite, they have social skills. But they're using it for a purpose that we don't find too valuable. They use it to sell us on the Bible. And most people are like, actually no, thank you, I don't really care about the Bible. But they still get a lot of attention because they have practiced it. So you're absolutely right. They do have good social skills. They have done this thousands of times. And the biggest skill that they have is that they're not scared of rejection. They stand there and they get rejected thousands of times every day and they just tolerate it. And the only thing that really gives them that strength is their belief in God. So they have a super weapon. They believe in that thing so much that they think they can endure anything and that they're doing God's work. And by the way, that's also what I feel. That's also why I can stand here for hours, many years. I've been doing this meetup for around 2.5 years. And most of the time people are kind of indifferent. I don't care. I keep doing this. And I find 1 or 2 people at each meetup who actually understand what I'm talking about. Because I believe that I'm doing God's work. I don't know if you have a religious affiliation, but I think it's a useful construct to have a concept of God and to align yourself with that concept and say, God is on my side. I can recommend it, but that's for another day. Let's do one exercise and then we actually start doing this for real. I've talked enough. We can end the recording. Thanks a lot.